Morning everybody and happy Sunday. I hope you are all safe and well, and welcome to this new look. This is like freshly out the showered kind of look. Yeah, it is what it is. Most of us look like this all the time now, you know. God help us after 3 months, that's all I can say. Thank you to everybody who commented and liked my video from last week, and to everybody who I had offline chats with via email and via messages through my Facebook and messages through Instagram. Don't forget, you can always contact me away from YouTube. You know, I don't have a problem with that. I know a lot of people are feeling a little bit anxious at the moment, so if you ever do need to just have that offline chat, you know, I am quite happy to have that with you, definitely. So don't feel like you can never reach out to somebody, because you can. Okay, what I've done today is I put together two very easy recipes, okay, and these are vegetarian as well. And the reason I've chosen these recipes is I haven't been to the supermarket yet. I don't really want to go to the supermarket, okay, but I'm going to probably have to go. Yesterday I tried our local Sainsbury's. It was horrendous. I tried our local Co-op petrol station thing. It was horrendous. But in that short space of time I was in both of those shops, I actually walked out to Sainsbury Express. I noticed that the veg section was actually well stocked, and this was sort of, you know, late afternoon. So I decided to give two vegetarian recipes in this week's vlog. And also in the recipes, they're basically store-cupboard ingredients. So I've got a great soup for you and a great evening meal or lunch, whichever you want it to be. All of these freeze well, they batch cook well, and you know, for where we are now within our economy and within the environments within the supermarket, these are really sort of classic great recipes to just have tucked under your belt, ready for your family basically. So keep watching, and what you'll see is the recipes. The written recipes for these are on my website, and I will link them in the description below the video. On my website, when you go to look at the written recipes, they're in a format that allows you to screenshot it, and I've done it that way purposely because a lot of people like keeping things on their phone or their iPads, or print them off to put them in their favourite recipe book. So I've kept it that way on my website. So any recipes you see on there, feel free to screenshot them and, you know, keep them wherever you need to. That was the reason I designed it that way. I think it's quite easy as well. When we get back to normality, you know, you can always just pick up your phone in your folder for recipes when you're out shopping and go, yeah, I need that, that and that. So that was the reason I've done it that way. So I created the shopping list and also the instructions of how to cook it. And that's basically it for this week. As I said, I am not going to create content just for the sake of creating it. That just doesn't feel right. If I can create content that I feel is useful to you right now, then I will do it. If I feel I'm having to force it, then I won't do it. I just don't think that's right at the moment either. So we've got two cracking recipes coming up. Please watch them, and I hope you enjoy them. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up as always. Any comments, drop them below and I will get back to you. Other than that, please stay safe everybody, and I will catch up with you all on Wednesday. Have a great day. Bye. 1 kilo of potatoes, 750 grams of leek, white part only. Any cream cheese you like. You can use vegetable stock pot or cube. Then chop all your vegetables. Now my knife skills are absolutely shocking, so that's why I use this chopper all of the time. Plus, putting pressure through my right arm can trigger my pain, so I just find this easier. Plus, if you can keep all of the vegetables the same size, they kind of all tend to cook at the same rate. It just makes it easier, to be quite honest. As you can see, they're all nicely cubed around about the same size. Then in the pan, if you can and do have time, try and soften down the leeks. This adds bags and bags of flavour. I know a lot of people just chuck everything in with some stock and boil it. And yeah, that works really well. But if you can take this time to soften them down, you really will reap the benefits after you've blended the soup, because you'll be able to taste that. It just gives it a better depth in the soup. Add your potatoes. Then add the stock pot. And then with water, I tend to try never give out sort of litres and millilitres. Just added about 15 millimetres even above the contents of the pan. This way you'll get a nice thick soup. As with all soups, just bring it to the boil, then reduce it to a simmer, and then blend smooth. Add add more water if you need it. This will thin it down. Obviously, once you blend the potatoes, it'll thicken the soup anyway. And then just add as much cream cheese as you want to get the taste that you like. Now, with cream cheese, you can use, as I have here, Primula. You can use Philadelphia, you can use creme fraiche. You could even use quark if you wanted. Just use whatever you have. I quite enjoy Primula, to be quite honest. And then season. I always season after it's cooked because you never know how salty the stock pots are. And there you have it. 1 onion, any colour. The Tiggs is optional. If you don't have it, add mustard powder or any mustard you like. Tomato puree, some thyme, dried or fresh if you have it. Paprika, smoked or whichever you have. I'm not keen on smoked paprika, but whichever you have. Garlic, lazy or fresh. A splash of balsamic. Stock pot or stock cube, whichever you have. Some fat-free yoghurt. 300 millilitres of water. And then you need some mushrooms. This recipe makes up 2, so obviously you could make more if you wanted to. Heat the pan and spray it with oil. This is the oil I use. It's 5 sprays for half a sin. You could use Frylight if you have Frylight, and then that would be sin-free. Then add in the sliced mushrooms to soften them down. This adds bags and bags and bags of flavour. Just take your time with it. Let the mushrooms cook through, and you will reap the benefits of it. Add the mushrooms. And start cooking the mushrooms down. What we don't want is the mushrooms taken so far down that they are soft, basically. That's not what you want. And then add Tiggs if you have it. If not, then you could add mustard powder or whole grain mustard or any mustard that you have. The Tiggs is from Tesco in the salad chiller aisle if you want to buy it. Then add in the tomato puree. And then the paprika. And your garlic. This is a very, very easy vegetarian recipe and it works really, really well. Then add in the thyme. Be careful with thyme, it can be overpowering at times. And then in half a vegetable stock pot. And then add a tiny splash of balsamic. The balsamic just takes the acidity out of the tomato puree. And then add in the water. And then just start stirring everything together, because really now is the time to start cooking through the mushrooms. And as I've said, you don't want to take the mushrooms down too far and have them sort of over soft. You know, they still want some bite to them, to be quite honest. And then add the yogurt. Now, with anything like this, I always start with 1 heaped tablespoon. Stir it in. Take the pan slightly off the heat if you need to. And then taste it. Everybody's taste is different, so it's going to depend on how you like your stroganoff. So once you've stirred it in and everything's combined, taste it and see if you need to add any more. And you can always then just add like half a tablespoon at a time. Mine was actually okay. I served mine with mashed potato and some sugar